Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
Coming up, let's talk, let's chat, let's send emojis, let's look at each other.
No! Plus, mini retina iPads just around the corner. And if we can also clash. You want to clash?
I don't know.
Clash of Clans, baby.
If you keep
The clans are
your
clashing.
hands on.
All right.
All that and more than you ever dreamed about one infinite loop on iPad today.
iPad Today is brought to you by Slingbox. Buy a Slingbox and turn your mobile device into a television. With Slingbox, you can watch high-def TV on your smartphone, laptop, or iPad, anywhere there's an internet connection. Learn more at slingbox.com/twit. And by GoToMeeting with HD Faces from Citrix, the powerfully simple way to meet and collaborate with colleagues and clients from anywhere. You can share the same screen and see each other face-to-face with HD video conferencing, even from an iPad. Sign up for your 30-day free trial today. Visit GoToMeeting.com, click the Try It Free button, and use the promo code iPad. And by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create a professional website, blog, portfolio, or online store. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase on new accounts, go to squarespace.com and use the offer code iPadToday5. Hey! Welcome to iPad Today. Hi, Sarah Lane.
Hi, Leo Laporte.
How the hell are you? I'm well. I'm very well.
Well, I'm hecka good.
Hecka good?
Yeah.
When did Hecka become Hella? Or when did Hella become Hecka?
I think hecka spun out of hella because
you don't want to swear.
Younger kids, the
Have to
parents
say
probably
hecka.
said, you know what, you can't say hella.
So
how
say
about
hecka.
hecka? And now you hear people saying
Hecka good.
Hecka fresh.
Hecka fresh.
That is some hecka fresh hot sauce.
Oh, language. It's endlessly fascinating.
Isn't it just fun? Linguistics. That should have been my major.
So we're going to talk today about how we can talk together, you and me,
Yeah, so
from a distant place.
Right, so I think everybody, when you think like, okay, well, you want to do like a video call or something.
Skype.
Right.
Skype.
Skype is the Kleenex of video chatting, right?
It is.
It's the verb where you say, let's Skype.
Let's Skype.
Even if you were going to use another service.
Oh, really? Do people do that? Maybe I'm right, yeah.
Well, I don't know, but it's like, I think if you were to say
Let's Skype. Yeah.
People
You don't say let's
understand
FaceTime.
That, well, I think sometimes people do.
People with iPhones and iPads, because that's the one advantage
But that's
Skype
what
has.
they're used to.
And I put Skype on everything. I even have a real phone number, so you can call my Skype number from a phone,
Right.
and it'll ring my iPad, my iPhone, my Android phone, my computer. The whole place lights up like a Christmas tree.
I think what's interesting about a service like Skype and FaceTime, for that matter, while we're talking about iPads, is they both do video really well. Now, not every service that is going to do, VoIP or real-time chatting.
Well, there are other choices, yeah.
There certainly are other choices.
Well, I've
There are
talked
a
about
lot of other choices.
Talkatone, which turned my, I'm going to say Tacatone.
Taco.
Tacatone, which turned my iPad mini into a phone.
Right?
And it worked great. It uses
Yeah.
Google Voice as the back end.
That's right.
But it's only because it's Google Voice, it's only audio.
Exactly.
So Skype and FaceTime for video, and then there's a few others for. Is there anything else for video that I could use? Tango? Does Tango do video?
Well, that's a good question, because I believe we talked about Tango as a good VoIP alternative
love
on the
Tango.
show. But
Yeah.
the reason that I even kind of thought up this theme is that earlier in the week, an app called Viber got a lot of attention.
Right.
Now, Viber is now a desktop app, which is sort of the reason that it got so much attention. It has been a mobile app for iOS and Android for quite a while. It's in a variety of, at least for people in the U.S., international markets. It has over 200 million users.
What?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Viber's a big deal. What's neat about it, and see, now, unfortunately, because you do connect it to a phone number, so if I have Viber installed on my iPad, which I do, you can install it just fine. It is an iPhone app, though. So it installs, whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, hello. It installs just fine. You have previously selected to close down Viber manually. I really don't think that I did that. All right. And sorry, you see that Tom Merritt is potty mouth because that's the kind of person that he is.
Well, no, it's not his fault. It's autocorrect.
Right.
He typed "darn it" autocorrect.
That's right, and it autocorrected to something else entirely.
Right.
Well, what's nice about this is that this is Viber. You know, I'm looking at my contacts, recent stuff. I called Jason Howell, he wouldn't answer. You know, I could go ahead and call.
That's because he could see you.
Whoever, because I link it up to this is my Facebook profile, and
that's a nice picture of you.
Well, thank you. That's nice of you. I feel like whatever.
Yeah, you look happy. You look like you're at a ball game.
I was at a dinner party, but I was happy.
Yeah.
Because food is just a happy thing, right?
Just give me some hot sauce.
Give me some food, and I'm
happy.
Gonna smile.
Yep.
But I hook it up to my phone number. Now, what's interesting about this is that because my phone number is not actually attached to my iPad, even though I have a data plan, there's no number. I can't actually have this running on both my iPad and my iPhone, and that's the cell phone number that I gave it. So that's something to think about. What's also different is that with Viber on your iPad, there's some limited functionality. So Viber on iOS, you can start a video chat. In fact, we tested it out on TNT the other day.
Now, is this free?
Yes.
Wow.
And it looked really good.
Did it?
It did. It looked really good. Tom tried it out from his little studio. You know, I mean, the lighting is pretty good.
Because he
there.
Skypes in. You Skype in sometimes.
He Skypes in, and he's got, a camera that's
And Skype, I think, does a
mounted.
very good job. Was Viber as good as Skype?
It was as good as Skype from what we could tell, considering that it was, coming from a camera phone.
Right.
You know, with a better camera and a different setup, who knows? What is that?
I'm trying to test it out so I can show you guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. I'm like, somebody calling me? But
we got a lot of ringers on our iPads today, so that may happen again.
It's true. What's neat about Viber, though, is that let's say you start a video chat from your desktop.
Oh, there's video chat.
Yeah, there's video chat. You could then take the conversation. You can go ahead and send the conversation to
your phone?
Your phone or your iPad.
Oh, that's a nice feature Skype does not have.
The video will not transfer over, but the call will. The voice part of it will. So that's something kind of interesting that Viber announced this week with their latest update that I thought was worth talking about. And
that's a nice feature.
That's a really nice feature. I thought so too.
I like that.
So it's the thing is that I feel like so many of these services there's a little something that they all do that's pretty cool.
Right.
You know, Skype is kind of the obvious answer. We use Skype for many of our shows, but sometimes Skype, the audio can get a little weird. You can silent, or the video call drops out. It's not perfect.
One of the things that people often want to do is group chat. Google Hangouts is one way to do that.
That's right.
But there's been a program, we've tried it before, we thought of it for a long time as being a alternative to Skype. It's called Oovo. And Oovo lets you have, I can't remember, double O-V-O-O. I have never used it on the iPad. I didn't realize it was available for the iPad. I just downloaded it. So let me call you.
Okay.
Do you have an Oovo account? Did you know that? Are you on your Oovo?
Well, yeah, I do.
All right, let me just call you. And we could also add Paul Thurrott. Let's add Amber Mack,
I think.
Ace Detective, a.k.a. Mr. Tom Merritt. Who else should we have? Trey Ratcliffe. These are all Oovo users. So what I can do is I'll invite them all. And 5 contacts were added. Now, okay, so you're not on Oovo. These are my Facebook contacts. Radford, are you on Oovo? Let's call Radford.
Well, but hold on. I mean, isn't that the whole point? I connected
everything
via Facebook.
Start an Oovo call. Let's just throw Radford a little bit. See if he he notices that I'm calling him.
If you can't
now
handle the hot sauce.
I'm tapping it, but it's not. Come on, start an Oovo call. Sometimes this. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh.
It just took a second.
It said you're not available. Call me again, Radford, because he was calling me. So this is Oovo, and this allows you to use multiple people. Go ahead, call me back, Radford. Radford Castro is our engineering manager here at the radio station. Is this a radio station? Where am I right now?
I call us a TV station, and then
TV
people
station.
go, ooh, what
channel are you on?
And I say, every single one.
Yeah, see, that's the problem when you do that. Every single. Every time I call you, Radford, you call me. So I'm just going to wait until you call. Are you calling me? Huh? What's happening? Oh, he doesn't have it installed.
Get out of here.
It says you do.
Jeez.
You
Come
lying
on.
sack of
You
uvu. Anyway.
You sack of, oh, look. Oh, Leo Laporte, I've added you.
Okay, good. Now I can
Call
uvu.
me.
I'm going to uvu uvu.
Uvu me.
All right, don't you uvu me.
I won't.
All right. Pending. Oh. Oh. You can uvu me. Because it says you're still pending. So it connects with Facebook, so you have all your Facebook friends. It looks through your address book on your iPad, so you have all your iPad friends. The nice thing about this, you know, there's a lot more choices for the iPhone, but the iPad has such a nice big screen. You got a built-in camera. It really is kind of a great in-between way to video conference with people. Are you uvuing me? All right.
Well, I just added you. I don't know. I mean, what else do I need to do? Uvu? What a joke. Post. Oh, is it really?
Who else could I call?
That's weird.
I have a lot of friends on uvu, but anyway, let's try another one. You want another one?
Yes.
This is one I also am fairly familiar with. I've used it for a long time, but again, on the iPhone, I use this on Android as well. It's called Tango, and it does video calling now, too.
Oh, does it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, because I couldn't quite remember if it did or not.
Well, it seems to me it didn't used to, but it does now anyway. So I'm signing in via Facebook. These all seem really kind of similar in many ways. Now, the only thing about Skype now is because it's owned by Microsoft, they want you to use your Microsoft account to sign in.
So I'm calling you on Uvu now.
Oh, now you're calling me on Uvu.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, if we're going to try this, we try it.
Okay.
So you can see on my screen that I'm waiting for you to accept.
Let me launch Uvu. That's one issue with these things is what happens when it's in the background. Is it going to... Oh, Jason says I can call him.
Just answer my call.
You're not calling.
I am.
You're probably calling another
Chad,
machine.
let's look at my screen. You can see calling Leo Laporte.
Well, Leo Laporte's not look at that. I'm not getting the call. Well, you know, I probably have Uvu on another machine running, and you're calling me there.
Let's try again.
Oof.
Oh, it says you're offline. Never mind.
I just closed Uvu. All right. No, I'm going to call Jason.
Pointless sack.
Jason, I'm going to call Jason.
Right.
He says you can call me.
Okay.
How? Start an Uvu call. That's how. Let's see if this works. Jason.
Oh, this is Uvu again.
Oh, you were tangoing me?
No. I thought you had moved on. Who's Jason?
He's just some guy.
Oh, okay.
Here he comes. It's an Uvu kerfuffle. You were calling the other Leo Laporte friend. There he is. There's Jason. Hey, Jason.
Jason.
Isn't that good? Now look at that. Are you on the iPhone or iPad, Jason? He's on. He can't say anything.
Why not?
Maybe he doesn't have a microphone. He seems to be frozen now.
This is really not supposed to be such a clunky experiment.
There he goes. Now, notice there's a group button, so I can add other people to the call.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
You can have, I think, up to 6 people. If you pay for it, you can have more people. Jason, do you use Uvu a lot? He can't hear me.
No. You know why?
Why?
Because...
I'm a nitwit?
Well, no, I guess the mic wouldn't be affected by the fact that we're plugged in.
Anyway, thank you, Jason.
Jason,
so you
you're
get
the
the
best.
idea. These are all very
Good-looking
similar
dude.
to Skype. It's very much a bandwidth thing. You know, if you have good bandwidth and both parties have good bandwidth, it works pretty well.
Now, not everybody who has an iPad and watches the show, not everybody who watches the show has an iPad, but many of you do.
Why would you watch iPad today if you don't have an iPad?
Good question, but they tell us that they
say,
like us.
I like this show so much that I watch it even though I don't have an iPad.
That's right. In fact, sometimes we have people.
What?
Android people.
Who would use Android? What? That's crazy talk.
Well, I don't think that it has to be an either-or thing.
No,
For
it
whatever
isn't.
reason, you might not have an
It's
iPad.
not an
Maybe
either-or
you're
thing.
planning on it one day and you want
But
to
that's
be hip to the game.
The things we're talking about, one of the nice things is most of them are, everything we talked about so far is cross-platform. Can be used on a desktop, but also can be used on your phone, iPad, smartphone of any kind, Android or iPhone, in some cases even Windows Phone. So I think that's kind of nice to be able to call and not have to worry. This is why we're talking about it. Is FaceTime, you got to know that the other person has an iPhone, an Android, an iPad or a Mac.
Yep.
Otherwise, you can't call them.
However, I think that when that is the situation,
that's a good choice.
It's the best choice.
Right.
For me, it is for me.
Do you really? You use FaceTime?
I use FaceTime with a very small group of people.
People you know
it's
that they're going to have it.
Family members.
Right.
Because they're the ones that don't care how bad I look.
Right.
Everyone else will judge me except my mother.
Well, that's one of the interesting. So
Love you, Mom.
you FaceTime with your mom.
Yeah.
I Skype with my mom.
There you go.
But In fact, when she was out here, one of the things I did is I set up Skype on all her devices so that it would all ring on the same account. And, you know, it's, if you think about it, what a great way to even just make an audio call. But this is what's interesting about these video conferencing systems. There's one more, by the way, VTOK, VTalk, that uses your Google Talk account to support it. But it's ad supported. All of these are free. But I think you nailed it, is that most people, we all thought in the 60s that video phones would be the next big thing. Mm-hmm. The technology exists.
Right.
Shannon on Before You Buy showed a Logitech camera that goes right on the TV. You don't even have to have a computer. You put it on the TV. It's an array microphone, so everybody
you sit on your couch.
Yeah,
It's probably the most natural, really.
But nobody uses these because the truth is, the times when you want people to see you are limited. It's when you have the kids to hold up the grandkids to grandma.
That's right.
Most of the time, like if I'm having a conversation with you, the last thing you want to do is fire up a camera. You want to get off you want to talk on the phone and then hang up.
Right.
And I think that's why these things have just not taken off.
It's for long-distance lovers and family members and people who like looking at babies. You know you're out there.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing.
It's a
specific
there are tool for a specific purpose.
Sure. Well, and then of course there's business purposes as well. And then you get into a whole suite of different kinds of projects. Products, rather. You know, before we move on, and this actually is not about video chatting at all, but I think that we should mention it because it's Facebook Messenger, and Facebook Messenger has allowed you for a while to be able to call another Facebook friend. Again, that's on an iPhone, not an iPad, because you have to have the number associated.
Right.
But on an iPad, you still can. I can go ahead and send my friend Trish a really weird little voice message. Hi, Trishy. I'm on the show right now. I'm using you as a guinea pig.
Is that Trish or Trisha?
It's both. Her name is actually Trisha.
But who's Trisha?
Trisha's Trish.
Is she the same?
Same person.
I'm confused. Is she spelled S-H or C-I?
She's...
Which Trisha is she?
She's made of rainbows. Oh, that's going to be a weird... weird message.
She's gonna think you were
now,
drunk, but she sent you a weird kitty cat.
Well, no, I sent that to her. She actually hasn't responded to me in a while. I just keep sending her weird stuff.
She's pretending she does not know you.
She's
Do you know her?
Yeah, she's a very good friend of mine.
Oh, I hope so.
Well, you know, it's one-sided, but they always are. But what's cool about Facebook Messenger is you do have some from your iPad recording message options.
I love
so
that.
You can basically, you know, send
That's
somebody
new.
a voicemail.
They just added that. And I love that idea that you can leave the audio
months.
message. Yeah.
What's brand new is emojis.
That's nothing to celebrate.
Yes, it is. And well, but this is not just like
they're not
actually
like,
when I said emojis, what I kind of meant was stickers.
Yeah, this is not emojis. This is different.
These are stickers. Now,
did you buy those like you do on Path?
Here's what's cool.
Yeah.
Because Facebook says all we want is to sell you ads, so you can have all the stickers you want for free.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So you go to the little store here.
And this
sticker
is
store. And look at it. Scullington, Pushing, Hatch, Napoli, Bun, Meep, Tiger Bell, Mango, all free. I've only downloaded a couple of them.
And worth every penny. Now, is this on the
Pushing
iPad app? You're using it looks like you're using the iPhone app.
Well, yeah, because the Facebook Messenger works pretty well because it rotates fine on the iPad
But it
app.
does, but in other words, can I use this on the iPad app?
Yes, the Facebook Messenger app.
But you choose to use the iPhone version. Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's Facebook Messenger, not Facebook.
Well, see, but that's what's puzzling because Messenger's built into Facebook.
It is.
On the phone, it's not built into Facebook here. On the iPad, is that what you're saying? I can't use Messenger? Well, yes, I can.
Yeah, you just hit messages,
yeah.
Weirdo. And then start a new message.
So why are you doing it, again, why are you doing it on the phone, the iPhone version?
Because I like the standalone Messenger app. Because most of what I do on Facebook is actually basically have like back channel conversations with people. It's not so much about updating my wall and that sort of thing. I use it as a texting app. So now I can send cute little pictures of a cat in a hot tub to my friend Trish. That's very exciting.
Oh, yeah,
for
see, I don't have
all
cats
of
in a
us.
hot tub on this
Well,
app.
because you probably haven't updated your app.
Oh, I always update it.
Oh.
But this isn't Messenger. This is Facebook.
Yeah. Leo, it's the same thing.
It's
same
Facebook.
Group of friends.
Facebook, you know what that is?
Facebook Messenger is built into Facebook.
Right.
It's also
but you're
a standalone
using the
app.
standalone app from the iPhone.
Start a new.
No, look, I even have chat heads. There's Jason's chat head.
Start a new
I can throw him around.
Start a new conversation.
Chat head. Oh,
Start
a new conversation
now.
to Sarah Lane. I tried that.
Sure. Okay, fine.
I tried that, but I don't have any of the. This is in Facebook, right?
Okay, now say Sarah.
Now that's Sarah.
Now you go plus sign. Plus sign.
Oh.
All right, now.
Oh, but these are emojis.
Cool your jets.
These aren't stickers.
Oh, interesting. So it is just the iPhone app.
It's just the iPhone app, unless they've put something.
One reason
I could send you an Apple and go. Hello, is this Sarah? Hello, Sarah.
You're supposed to hold it down, dummy.
Sarah, is this Facebook or Messenger?
I mean, you're starting to make me believe that you actually don't really understand Facebook all that
No,
well.
I do.
Whoa.
But okay, let me restate.
Hello.
Let me restate.
How do I do it? But it's Facebook.
So
What's
there
Facebook?
are two separate apps. There's a Facebook app
You actually
for iPhone and iPad. There's a Facebook Messenger app only for iPhone. We don't have the but
You run
but
on
the
the iPad, it's fine.
I understand, but
you made a good point.
you
It is
could
not-
just do it out of the iPad app.
But you don't have the sticker
But
functionality.
as you saw, there is one thing missing.
Stickers.
You get emojis.
Free stickers.
So I have to use
Free
the iPhone
stickers.
version for stickers.
Yeah.
Now, if you send me a sticker, let me see if I'll see it on my Facebook app.
Oh, that's a good call. All right, let's do
Yeah.
this.
I sent you a voice message. You might want to
sent-
delete that.
I'm not gonna listen to it. So I'm gonna send you kitty making cake, kitty sleeping, angry
it says
kitty,
Sarah sent a sticker. It says
and
it.
kitty's eating.
Uh-huh.
So what do you see?
By the way, Jason's complaining about Oh, see?
You see it? You see
It
it,
did.
all?
Now, all I sent you was an apple. A little
because-
tiny emoji apple. It's so pathetic compared to your giant kitties.
It is pathetic.
Why don't I? Maybe can I add stickers now? No, I can add a picture of a sticker.
No. What you would see is it's
I
a
f-
little
I'm-
see. What
I am
I've got
bereft.
that little smiley face on the right hand side of my data entry.
Right.
Look,
Okay.
I can
Now-
send you this cute little chubby
Okay,
kitty.
that's enough. Thank you.
And the chubby kitty. Look, the
Oh,
heart
by the way,
moves.
it goes through in real time, so that just happened just like that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
So
it's the beauty
it's
of stickers.
It's the beauty of stickers. They go through. They're just
Internet
pings,
telephony.
PNGs.
It's about more than just talking. It's about.
So I
fat
imagine
kitties
they'll
with
update the
hearts.
iPad app with that feature sometime soon.
And they better. The thing is,
You don't have chat heads though on yours,
I do in the regular Facebook app.
but not in the Messenger app.
No, because you're already in Messenger.
Right,
So
you don't
the
really
head's
need a
gonna
chat
be on
head.
top of.
Right, yeah,
You're
you're right.
already in
Yeah,
a
makes
chat.
sense. Yeah.
We're going to talk about chat heads a little bit later in the show, actually. But can I just say that stickers are, I mean, I know that they're really, really stupid,
Seem to be somebody likes them.
but I'm kind of into them. I
Yeah.
mean, not with every friend. Some of my friends would be like, Sarah, that's dumb.
Have you ever been to Mrs. Grossman's Sticker Factory?
No, I haven't. But I think
just up the
that
road a
in
piece.
general, I like the idea of not having to pay for them. That part of it is kind of good. Because
Yeah.
on Path, they're, $2 a pop.
Right.
So, got to choose
Do you
wisely.
so you use them a lot? You send them a lot to people?
Certain friends, like my friend Trish, there are a
She
lot
doesn't
of
respond,
stickers.
though, and
she's
so
kind
there's
of
some
a big
question
deal.
about whether she's seeing
She's
them.
probably making, sales
money?
contracts. She's making
What
a
is
lot
she,
of
real
money.
estate?
No, she works in cable.
Television?
Yeah, she's like cable ad sales type thing. I don't understand.
You're a big deal. You're
All
a bigger
I can
deal
do
than
is
that.
just sit here and talk about chat
You're a
heads.
bigger deal than
I don't
that.
know about sales and money and dollars and science.
I know.
And the bottom line.
I know. We've negotiated
I'm
your
living
deal
in the
and I-
red.
She has no idea. You mean I have to pay taxes on this?
Yeah, it sucks. How many exemptions do I
When did that
need?
start?
Yeah, I should get more money.
You mean the government takes some of this? That's not right.
I think that Skype is probably still the clear winner. As just
After
sort of-
going through this, I'm never using anything else again.
Yeah, right.
Skype's so much easier.
It was a nightmare. We could barely hear Jason.
Apparently.
You've got Tango.
Tango. I've used Tango for a long time.
FaceTime is fine if it's iOS to iOS.
But it's limited.
Yeah.
There used to be an app called Fring, but I don't see that on the App Store. So, although there's no reason, if you see an iPhone app, there's no reason, even though it's doing video, it should work just fine.
Yeah.
On the iPad.
Yeah.
So.
And again, I think the point that you were making earlier is that you don't always need video. It's
I
nice
think
to have as an option in an app.
Exactly. There are
Certainly a
times
free
when you
app.
would like to have.
But I mean, for the most part, I never want anyone to see me.
Right.
Because, It's got this low angle thing. It's not good. Hey, so for the links to some of the apps we mentioned, we did just talk about a lot of apps just now.
Sure
do visit us at twit.tv/IPT. If you missed our show last week, or maybe there was a show, I don't know, even a few weeks ago that thought, oh yeah, you know, I kind of got to go back and watch that. Where is that? If you go to our show website, that's where all of our episodes live. There it is. Remember when I talked about Robot Unicorn Attack 2 last week, and you made all that fun of me?
Yeah.
It wasn't very nice. We had a good time last week, though. We had a really good show, as you can see.
Still.
So that's where you can.
I look like I'm in the bag just a slightly.
Catch up with our videos, and obviously all of the links. I made fun of you.
I had a worse app.
You sort of crashed and burned at the end there. It was like.
By the way,
it was like you tripped and fell into some ivy. You know, with a cart of eggs in your hand.
Break. That's the key. By the way, Fring is available. I just found it for the iPad, and it does offer multiple, group messaging. So I'm downloading that too. These are what's nice is they're all free. They're all internet-based phone call apps.
Yeah.
And you might as well have them all.
Well,
costs nothing.
Sure, or choose the one that your friends want to use too.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of the point, right? Quick reminder that we do record iPad Today regularly on Thursday afternoons, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. It's so nice to have you all live. We're actually a little bit late today, but if you're watching us live, you already know that. And for everybody who watches us on demand, guess doesn't really matter when we record the show as long as we do it, and you're able to watch.
You demand, we answer.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever you want.
Yep.
It's all about you, as usual.
Yep. Hey, our show today brought to you by the good folks at Slingbox. Just one more reason why the iPad is the best thing ever invented. Slingbox, you go and you get a Slingbox. They have them online at slingbox.com or at Best Buy or at Amazon. If you go get a Slingbox, then you hook it up to your TV set. I have the 500, which is nice because it's Wi-Fi, HDMI, full HD. You plug in all your stuff, your satellite or cable box, your DVD, your DVR. Now, all of a sudden, when you hit the road with your iPad, you can log in to your home theater system via the internet, password protected, and you can do anything you could do if you were sitting at home. You can watch your DVR. You can set recordings, playback recordings. You can, of course, watch any live TV. It's great if you're missing the big game. You know, the NBA playoffs are going on. You want to see the big game. It's great if you just want to add TV to your iPad. It's a great way to do it. You don't even have to be, across the world. You could be down the hall. Slingbox. If you want to know more, find out. Slingbox.com/twit. The Slingbox 500 is amazing. And the Sling apps are available for everything. Laptops, smartphones, tablets. It's really the iPad's best friend. Slingbox.com/twit. Watch your favorite shows anywhere in the world via Slingbox. Now in high def, and it looks so good.
Did you take your Slingbox to the baseball game last Friday? Because I know you went and watched the Giants and Dodgers, which was a very good game.
I was going to do that, and I forgot.
And you forgot.
I didn't bring. I brought my stuff, but I forgot to watch. I was engrossed in the game.
Well, it was a good game.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. We won, but it was very close, and it was a walk-off home run,
right?
Mr. Posey.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff.
Gotta love them, but that's just one example of a place where
I completely forgot. And they have excellent Wi-Fi at AT&T Park. They have really good Wi-Fi.
It's gotten better over the years, actually.
Yeah, didn't used to be, but it's very fast now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed. Shoot, I guess I have to go to another ball game.
Well, darn it.
Darn it. Oh, rats.
Oh, crap.
Oh, rats.
Oh, another game.
Oh.
Hey, so you've heard the rumors.
I have heard the rumors, and they're not
stop.
true.
No?
I am not having your baby.
No, because it doesn't work that way. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger, although he was in a very successful movie.
Mr. Mom.
What was it called?
Something.
I always want to say
Kindergarten
Kindergarten Cop.
Mom.
No, Kindergarten Mom. No. What's it called? Kindergarten Cop is his other
where
silly
he
movie.
tries to
he
gets
has
pregnant.
A baby.
Right.
It's a man baby. Well, anyway, the chat room will tell us. I don't remember the name of the movie, but
I don't either.
As far as I know,
it's not the one where he and Danny DeVito are
possible.
twins, is it?
No, that's called Twins, and they don't look like twins.
Easy name to remember. See, that's the joke.
Right. They're fraternal or something.
It's kind of sad when the whole movie, the premise, the joke of the whole movie, you can see on the poster. And it's like, oh, there it is, Junior.
Junior. Oh, yeah.
I'm pregnant.
One of my favorites.
Oh, no.
Oh, Danny DeVito's in that movie, too. See, that's where you got confused.
Get your ass to the obstetrician.
I bet that was Emma Thompson's favorite movie ever.
Oh, they must have paid her a lot of money. That's one thing about British actors. They have a tradition of not turning work down. So you'll see these wonderful British actors in some terrible movies. She's not British.
She's British.
Okay, good.
What are you talking about?
You're
They
looking
won't
at me
turn
funny.
Work down. That's what I'm stuck on.
Laurence Olivier, Sir John Gielgud, some of the greatest British actors played. Peter Cushman is a good example. Played in some of the worst movies of all time because it's apparently they will not turn down work.
That's crazy.
So they don't have the concept of polishing your career by being selective about work. Apparently doesn't exist in Britain.
Oh, no.
No.
Well.
Why else would Emma
I don't
Thompson be in Junior? I rest my case.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was a very big star.
I'm very persuasive.
All right. So what I was talking about,
can make anybody
the rumors
do
that
it.
I was talking about had to do with the iPad Mini Retina being right around the corner, or at least on track for Q3 of this year.
I hope that's true. Although, was it not I who said I'm holding off on the Mini until the Retina comes out? Of course I didn't.
Yeah.
I was mad that Apple didn't make a Retina Mini. If they make a Retina Mini that has great battery life, it's the same size, then I will say, I will call them on it because they said we can't do it. That's why we released a non-Retina Mini.
Well, they didn't say we can't do it ever. They said we can't do it, with the, basically they couldn't give us one last fall. So they say. Right. By the way, this is from NPD Display Search. They are predicting that we will see an iPad Mini with a Retina display in the third calendar quarter of the year. Who wouldn't?
I would buy that.
Who wouldn't? That's the only thing I don't like about the Mini.
It's the one thing missing, yeah.
It's the one thing
And
missing.
I love the Mini.
They say we see 2 refreshes coming. One with Retina, and then one in the first quarter of 2014 that would have a Retina display plus a faster processor. What are you laughing at? What's so funny about this?
Peter Cushman, it's Cushing.
Cushman.
Cushman is the little things that meter maids drive around.
Oh.
I saw one of those.
Peter Cushman won't turn down a movie.
I saw one of those. Cushing, I meant. I saw a Cushman going down the highway the other day for sale. But I don't think you should drive those on the highway. They only have 3 wheels.
How fast was it going? What do you mean by highway? You mean freeway?
Freeway, 4 lanes.
That's
4-lane blacktop.
illegal. You can't drive
I don't
that
think
on
they're
the
street
freeway.
legal, but I think he was trying to show to prospective buyers that you could drive it really fast. It looked very dangerous.
A meter maid?
Well, there wasn't a meter maid in it, but it was the meter maid, those
Maybe
little...
the meter maid was just off duty. Got to get home. That's all you got. Well,
I am sorry. I just don't know what's wrong with me today.
I don't either. It's out of control. You know why? It's because we're doing the show late and you didn't have lunch. And
I had lunch. My ADD is just, it's acting up today.
Your ADD is...
I think it's the weather.
Your ADD is inflamed.
It's inflamed. Well, that's what happened when I fell in the ivy, probably. I probably twisted my ADD, and now it's inflamed.
Now it's inflamed. Yeah, you need some sort of a...
It's overheated.
Cortisone.
Cortisone
treatment for your ADD to keep the itching down.
Tie me down with one of those Ace bandages.
Or
I'll
that.
probably be all right.
All right, so iPad Mini Retina, I guess we're all into it. So hopefully we'll see it later this year.
Here's where I really hope that they do a Retina Air, and that's what I'm really hoping for.
That's why I am dealing with this piece of
Me too.
What,
Me too.
Because I just feel like as soon as I buy one, then they'll announce that the Retina Airs are out there.
I was going to pull the trigger because I need one, and I thought I'm going to wait. And now if they come out, they'll come out at WWDC, I believe, in June.
Yeah.
So we only have a month to wait.
I know. I'm
But when do you think we'll get the Retina Minis, the iPad Minis? September?
Well, NPD Display says
Fall.
Q3.
Q3.
Yeah. But that would not be an updated processor, and some of you might mumble and grumble a little bit that the iPad Mini is not as powerful. And you got the Retina, so it does actually take more computing.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I would love
We're
a
not
Retina,
mind readers
Retina
here.
Mini.
I'm
would
not
be
a magic
great.
8-ball.
September.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah. You heard it here, maybe. So speaking of just the assembly lines and things being made, Foxconn apparently is lessening their reliance on iPhone manufacturing. Foxconn, of course, is a huge, huge company based in China with many, many, many thousands of workers.
They seem unclear on the concept, though. They say we're going to make less iPhones, but what we really want to do is make Apple TVs.
Well,
that's not diversifying. That's still dependent on Apple.
Well, yeah, it's weird. I mean, you're referencing this article from Apple Insider that it's sort of like, oh, Foxconn, there isn't enough demand for iPhones anymore, so Foxconn's going to move on.
Let's make Apple TVs. There's nothing. There's no demand.
Well, but I think
they're not moving on from Apple is, I guess, the point. They want to make other products.
You know, maybe it's a little bit of wishful thinking or whatever, are thinking,
no
well, if they're
Apple
moving
TV.
into Apple TVs and they've got some sort of a deal with Sharp, and Sharp makes actual television displays, maybe there's something to this.
Yeah.
I just like to fuel the rumor Apple TV fire. No?
That's an old. Do you think Apple TV? I think that's now, that rumor's dead, and it's now all about the iWatch.
Well, that's what the rumor's all about. I don't know what they're doing behind the
I think
scenes.
that rumor's dumb too.
The iWatch?
Yeah.
What do you mean you think it's dumb? You think there's no...
Having worn the Pebble now for a total of 48 hours. No, I've had it for longer than that, but I don't wear it because it's like, well, so what? So it buzzes when I have a text message or a phone call. I know that. My phone's also going dee-dee-dee-dee.
Oh, but you haven't seen what Apple's done yet. It's going to be the greatest iWatch ever.
I don't understand what they could do that would make this compelling.
Hey, you know who also thinks that Apple is not very compelling? Bill Gates.
Well, what a surprise. You know, he wouldn't let his kids buy anything. They had to use, poor kids had to use Windows Phone 6.5.
Oh, man.
Oh,
That's so mean.
Dad.
Bill Gates says that a lot of users who bought into the iPad are very frustrated.
Oh, he's so
They
wrong.
want Microsoft Office.
That is, oh, well, that's Microsoft's problem, not Apple's.
Yeah.
So is he really saying that?
Yeah. You can't blame him. He says it's going to be harder and harder.
He's blaming Apple because there's no Microsoft Office?
Well, he's saying that people who are interested in tablets are actually going to be a lot happier with, let's say, Surface tablet than an iPad. You see that face? Like a lemon face.
Surface is
Because
terrible.
we're all
Windows
sitting
RT.
here saying, without Microsoft Office, there's almost nothing to do here on this iPad. I am just frustrated. That's what he's saying. He's
Here he
putting
is on,
words in our mouth.
is it Squawkbox? He's on CNBC.
About you know, all these tablets and you know, PCs. Everybody's writing off the PC. You still do.
Great.
Microsoft still does $80 billion
You
a
know,
year.
Bill, the PC, the tablet. What do you think?
To still do that revenues like that. But
Squawk.
what's the world going to look like?
What's the world coming to, Bill?
How does the cloud factor
The
in?
cloud. What do you think? I keep hearing the
He doesn't know
cloud.
what the cloud is.
What is the cloud?
Well, the cloud is a gigantic opportunity because now there's so many...
It's a big puffy thing, Steve.
It's how you get your precipitation.
Hi, what is the cloud? What's that cloud
Haven't
thing?
you ever used an umbrella? What do you think they just,
You could-
grow from trees?
Gates looked like he was kind of like giggling. He was like, this guy's an idiot. Why am I on this show?
Well, you know, Bill Gates is pretty
Why am I on
bright.
this show? He's too smarter than anybody on Squawkbox, that's for sure.
I think that you know, he probably does feel, based on the interest that he has and obviously the Microsoft legacy, that the iPad is limited.
It's got
I certainly have stopped caring about the lack of Office on iPad.
It doesn't bother me. I have to think that poor Bill is just a little bit miffed because for 10 years he really pushed tablets at Microsoft. Literally from the 2000 to 2010.
It's gotta hurt.
Pushed it hard. And then all of a sudden, along comes Apple. They make the iPad. It's the best-selling thing of all time. It's starting to outsell PCs. And he's got to say to himself, how did that happen? What did I do wrong? And what the truth is, and he should get some credit, he did believe that tablets were the future of computing. It's just that they didn't have the software.
I believe the tablets
Are
are
the
future.
So I don't think that I think that they
Charge
kept putting
them
Windows
up
on them
and
was the
let
problem.
them let you
And now he says, okay, you've tried the iPad. I know you think it's good. You ought to really try Windows on a tablet. No, we did that,
Nobody
Bill.
wants it
Nobody,
anymore.
that's not.
No, it's a little, I don't want to say it's too little too late for Microsoft, but I mean, obviously we've seen that
The
that
iPad
Surface tablets are not selling
is
like hot
changing the world. I don't think anybody can deny that.
cookies. It has.
It has changed the
It already
world,
has changed
yeah.
the world. The world is going to be different from here on out.
And I don't think you can say that about Windows RT,
I don't think so either.
even though it comes with Office.
You know who also wants to change the world, or at
Who?
least you know, the world of tablet faces, is Adobe. Have you heard about Adobe's Project Mighty?
No, what's that?
It's a combo stylus and then something that they call Napoleon, which is a digital ruler that goes along with the stylus. Not even kidding.
I feel so bad for the tech industry because they just can't figure out what's next.
Not even kidding.
That's ridiculous.
Well, it's not so ridiculous though, because Mighty is the pressure-sensitive digital pen. So it works with tablets. It's not just going to be for iPad only. It's going to work with a variety of tablets because the data is stored in the pen, not in the tablet. So you've got a variety of apps that work with your settings. You know, if you are, I don't know, you're a graphic designer and you have a variety of, I don't know, color palettes. That's synced through Adobe's Creative Cloud. And then you can use the digital ruler to basically just mark up stuff in a, I don't know, architectural way, right? And
this works with an iPad?
It can. This is not something that you can buy right now.
It works with a piece of paper, probably.
Well,
I don't understand it.
It's basically
Is this The Onion you're reading this article from?
No. This is something that Adobe has showed off, but it's still in research and development stage. But they have showed it working on an iPad.
I must be missing something. A digital ruler to go with your digital stylus.
Well, hold on a second. Like, when you want to make a perfectly straight line,
you need a ruler.
Yeah,
you could use a 2x4.
Any CAD Dumbo can tell you that.
What do you need a digital ruler for?
Because it's saving. I don't know. Actually, the digital ruler.
It makes no sense.
Well, it doesn't. It's okay. So hold on.
No, I'm sure there's something valuable in it.
The Mighty pen itself is something like the Jot Touch 4 pressure-sensitive pen.
And I've used the Jot, which is weird.
With full access
memorizes
to
what you're
Adobe's
writing.
Creative Cloud services.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
But it also takes advantage of a non-stylus too in a way that looks novel, allowing users to do things like erase with their free hand. But when paired with Napoleon, it becomes more powerful than what we've already seen.
Napoleon's the ruler?
Napoleon is the ruler. The ruler has 2 touch points on its underside to give the tablet its orientation. The pen has managed to make the Apple's iPad recognize even small touches, which it actively tries to ignore using built-in accidental touch software. Adobe isn't saying exactly how that works. So the ruler is somehow...
There is a point, and I presume that this is the point, that the iPad is not pressure sensitive. So they're trying to make it somehow pressure sensitive.
Exactly. Right. By the tools that are on top of the iPad rather than waiting for the iPad to work for Adobe. Well, hello. Somebody had a bowl of Grumpos for lunch and doesn't want a digital ruler.
I don't get the digital ruler, but I could just be me.
Well, I don't really either. I just think it looks cool. Look at that.
It's cloud-enabled hardware.
We got to get those in for before you buy, when they're actually reality.
Yeah. You can draw straight lines now.
Yeah, you can draw straight lines like never before. Not just that, but triangles.
Could they have someday?
Maybe even a rhombus.
I dream of a digital protractor. I can have my dreams.
You can.
Yep.
They're yours, and nobody can ever take them away.
I someday dream of the digital protractor.
Dream a little dream. You know, you mentioned your Pebble watch and how you just don't think it's all that exciting anymore. Runkeeper has rolled out Runkeeper, the app that can help you track your runs, how far you've gone.
Now you're cooking.
How many steps you've taken.
So there's a Runkeeper app for this?
There is. Runkeeper on iOS can now integrate with your Pebble watch. And what's cool about
I'm liking this.
Is that when you're like, hey, how far have I gotten? Let's say you've got, maybe you've got, like your iPhone tucked away in your windbreaker in a pocket or something.
Right.
You just look at your watch and you've got all the information that normally you would have had to pull up on your phone. And now it's just in your nice little Pebble watch.
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes perfect sense.
I like this. Yeah.
This is available for Android as well, for anybody interested. But that already makes your Pebble watch something where, that is a specific exercise where...
Now, it's not currently the way you install apps on the Pebble. In fact, I'm right now showing the Pebble app. So you download the Pebble app, which is an iPhone app, but it'll work on your iPad. Mm-hmm. And these are things that are installed on my Pebble. And right now, the only other thing I could do is add some different watch faces. But presumably, at some point, there's a game, Snake. Presumably, at some point, I'll be able to put Runkeeper on here. That'll be great.
Well, I'm surprised that
then it's kind of useful, maybe a little bit more.
It's possible that it's something that you do through the Runkeeper app rather than Pebble app.
Perhaps.
That probably makes more sense. Although you'd think that they'd have something front and center, making sure that you knew all about it. I just feel like that is I do these spin classes, right? And some of the guys and gals in my class have these fancy watches. They're not necessarily Pebble watches, but you know, they've got stuff where you can see how far they've gotten, and it's like cool statistics. And I would really like that on something like a Pebble watch. I mean, if you spend all the money, you know, you spent what, 150 bucks on that watch.
Right.
You want it to be as cool as possible.
Well, that's one of the things that they were promising. There would be a golf rangefinder.
Yeah.
On your watch, and they were promising some athletic applications. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to install Runkeeper right now. Now, you'd need to pair it to your phone, and the phone's really the one doing all the work. The watch is just showing you.
Exactly. You still have to have the phone like on you, sort of. But
in your back pocket, or in your fanny pack, whatever it is.
Or a sports bra. You just tuck it into your sports bra.
I had to had some severe chafing, so.
Well,
I don't want to talk about it.
No, I don't think that's because you have a plastic-backed Android device. It'll take your skin right off.
It really didn't feel good.
It's horrible.
Okay.
Finally, before we move on, I thought this was kind of interesting. We talked about this on TNT the other day, that Google is sort of gently reminding iOS developers, hey, you can integrate Chrome with your app. Did you know that? Because, if you're in an app right now, the default browser is always going to be Safari in iOS. Right. But you can basically build in your own...
So here's the question. Okay. Now, before Google showed us how we could write our software so that it would say, if Chrome is installed, launch Chrome.
Right.
Is this saying Chrome is now in the app? You're using it as a built-in browser in the app? Or is it launching Chrome as a separate app?
Well, so...
Do people have to have Chrome installed?
You have two options when you're a developer, right? So you can basically create your own in-app browser frame.
Right, and they're saying use Chrome for that.
You see that,
right.
But you use WebKit.
Right.
What you can do as a developer is you download something called Open in Chrome Controller Class, and then you add it to your projects. And then when you are going back and forth to Chrome from your app, you've got a nice little, I think it's in the upper left-hand corner, a nice little...
oh, that's neat.
Yeah, because the whole point is once you get into, a link back to the original app that you came from was what I was going to say. The point is that sometimes when you get off into Chrome, then it's sort of like, well, then you've got to get back into your app somehow. It's not integrated well enough, and it's just it's a broken experience. So Google's saying, with just a few more steps, you can make this a lot easier for yourself. Keep Chrome in your sites, which I think is great. I like Chrome for iOS. And Ayaz was asking on TNT, do you think this is something that Apple will shut down? And I don't think so. Because the only people who will lose are users. And once users realize that Apple's doing something like that, it's just bad mojo for everybody. Right. Although I don't know how much Apple cares about bad mojo between Apple and Google. They do care about mojo between Apple and us.
Our mojo is excellent.
Our mojo is very good.
So I'm just installing Runkeeper here to see how I can get this...
Get the two to talk?
The two to talk.
Yeah.
So that would be nice.
Probably.
And by the way,
you probably don't want to run with your iPad.
Well, this is really for the iPhone, huh?
But I guess if you were on a bike and you've got a backpack, maybe you're a bike commuter or something, you might have your iPad on your back all the time.
And there have been heart rate monitors that you could tie into it before, but I'll have to keep looking for the. And by the way, you could do this if you walk or bike. Runkeeper is misnamed a little bit. It could be any kind of...
It started with running.
Right.
It's sort of like iTunes. Yeah. Also, doesn't make a lot of sense based on all the things
Not anymore.
That you can do with it. So quite a few news topics and links that we just shared with you again.
Where could I find that?
twit.tv/IPT is where you can find
I want to go through
all of our story links. I know that you love to go home at the end of a long day and fire up twit.tv and
I do.
And go look at some of the originating articles that I've found all week long.
I love to do that.
All by myself.
Yep.
With no help from anyone.
Including your co-host, which is, I feel your reproach. Thank you very much.
It's all right.
I just got a little reproach in the face.
If you tried to help me, you would only mess it up.
I've tried in the past.
I know, I don't want your help.
So there should be a comma there.
That's why I don't work well with others.
No, I thank you for doing this. Actually, so it should let the word go forth that Sarah Lane does this entire show without me, and I just show up and basically slow it down and derail it.
Every once in a while, someone will email us and say exactly that. Does Leo even like iPads anymore?
It's very apparent.
And I say, yes, of course. He just, this is his goof-off hour during the week.
It's very apparent.
You don't have to actually think about much. You just have to enjoy it.
I love working with you. I think I'm just here for you. I'm here to be in your cheering section.
Good.
Yay, Sarah.
You're
Go,
my
Sarah.
bleachers.
Rah, rah, rah.
Throw that ball back.
Yeah, if you ever throw a ball at me, I'll throw it back.
Good.
I promise.
So that's why I like you so much.
Our show today is brought to you by the other thing I'm here for.
What?
To do the commercials.
Yeah, that's
work.
It is.
I'm working now.
You're a really good ad man.
I'm a pitch man.
You are my Don Draper. You know what? I don't want to say that.
I am your Don Draper.
No, doesn't work that way. No, you're my Peggy Olson. Wholesome.
I'm the wholesome Olsen.
Yeah.
We shall talk about Mad Men last week.
All right.
Much to say. Many thoughts. And Game of Thrones. Also, many thoughts.
Yes.
Much to say.
It was a weird one.
It's getting a little dark.
It's getting weird.
Can I say that?
But there won't be any spoilers on this show.
Not on this show.
No, not on this one.
Our show today brought to you by, someday we should do this though, have a little GoToMeeting with all our fans in which we tell you all the spoilers. GoToMeeting with HD Faces is the powerfully simple way to meet, collaborate with clients and colleagues, no matter where they are. You got to get together these days, but the people we work most with often are not the people we see day to day. Sometimes they're in different offices. They're around the world, around the globe. To work efficiently, you've got to build that connection to your team. I know teams that keep GoToMeeting running all day, and you can because you pay one low, flat, monthly rate for as many meetings as you want, as long as you want. GoToMeeting with HD Faces means you're seeing the people you're meeting with. They're seeing you. You're reading the body language. You're getting the sense of what's really going on. It's like meeting in real time. And then it's better in some ways because with a screen sharing, you can really collaborate in the same documents. You can show somebody something. You can annotate. Turn on the webcam. Turn on GoToMeeting. It feels like you're in the same room. And not only that, you can launch and join a meeting from just about anywhere, not just on your computer, but also your iPad, your smartphone, and you can even present from your iPad. I'd like to show you these numbers. I'd like to show you my keynote or PowerPoint presentation, my Prezi. GoToMeeting. We love GoToMeeting. I pretty much, if somebody wants to do a conference call with me, I say, can I make it a GoToMeeting? Because it works better for me that way. We have a special offer. If you visit GoToMeeting.com, click the Try It Free button. See that orange Try It Free button? And use our promo code iPad. Sarah will thank you.
Thank you.
And you'll get 30 days free. The apps are free too. So download the iPad app, sign up for GoToMeeting, have it for 30 days, and then you tell me how great it is. GoToMeeting.com. The offer code is iPad. 4 little letters that make so much of a difference.
You know, last week I made fun of you for how you say room.
Room.
You also say orange.
I do say orange.
Orange. You see that orange Try It Free button?
How do you say APRICOT?
Apricot, like a normal person.
Apricot. It's not an apricot.
Don't insult yourself.
There's no apes in it. It's
apricot.
an apricot.
You know
it's
what?
It's a room. It's an orange. And
so
it's
you
an
don't
apricot.
even know. You don't even.
How do you say ALMOND?
Almond.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Some people say almond.
No, they don't.
Some people say it that way.
Almond?
Almond is right.
If anyone ever said almond, I would punch them in the face.
No, that would be wrong.
I don't care if they're a baby. I would punch them. Almond.
Almond.
Right.
Apricot. Apricot. Apricot's right. Right.
Apricot. It's a regional thing.
These are all regionalisms. My mother says Washington, D.C. Don't know where she got that.
That's an old person thing.
Hang the wash out on the line.
I think that's not.
It's not an old person thing. It's a regionalism. I think it's.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You think it's because she's old? She says wash?
Well, because old people from California sometimes say wash.
Wash?
Gotta wash the car. I don't know. I don't even want to say it. It's
salmon,
gross.
almond.
Almond.
Almond. How do you say salmon?
Right in the. You
salmon.
You don't say salmon. That's for sure.
Salmon. You don't say almond. You say almond.
Almond.
Salmon, almond.
Almond.
Yeah. How would you say almond if there were an S in front of it? Salmon.
Salmon. Salmon. I don't know. That's weird.
What's on the when you go up?
Trough.
How do you go on the roof or the roof?
You go on the roof.
Right.
roof is on fire.
The roof is on fire.
It's not the roof is on fire.
Did you take, never mind, I'm going to stop right now.
Hey, we're going to read some email, okay? All right, this has been one heck of a show so far. Larry says...
You can edit all this out.
But you're not going to. That would be so much work for poor Jeff. No, the people demand us to go off the rails once every few weeks, right?
Every few minutes.
Actually, no one's demanding this, and we're going to get a lot of hate mail and say, the two of you just want to hear you so tough.
You know, the beauty of this is they could fast forward through this. Just fast forward to the ads.
Right, exactly. Fast forward to the ads.
Just go right to the ads.
Maybe see an app cap or two.
Right, that's all you need to do.
You know, who cares about what we have to say anyway? Larry says, I personally think that first-person shooters, this is sort of in response to how you feel about them on the iPad.
They're crap.
I personally think that they're great on the iPad.
Oh, see, I don't
because, and now I just got logged out of my freaking Google Doc.
You mean right in the middle of reading it, it just said,
right in the middle.
Sorry, what's your name? Who are you? And why are you here?
It's
and
just,
you are...
This is what Google does
and
to
you would
me
like
every
to
once in a
see...
while.
And you would like to read...
Hold everything.
And
luckily, I can bring it back. I personally think that first-person shooters are great on the iPad because you can interact with the environment by touching the items. With game consoles, when you find something, you know, you gotta flip a switch, you gotta press a circle, press a square. Who in the middle of a firefight is gonna press a circle?
But you're agreeing with me. You're agreeing with me that there are some things a tablet, an iPad specifically, is very good for. Touching boxes to open them. But then you have to go back to the wonky controls for first-person shooters that are an attempt to duplicate a game controller on the screen, and that's where I don't like it.
Well,
you're right, touching is great, but you're spending much more time kind of moving around pretending that these are knobs on your iPad.
I think
that's what
Larry's
I don't like.
point is, but at least you're touching the game, right? Instead of holding some sort of a controller that's somehow connected to a console that's not what you're touching.
You know,
sort of a third-party device.
I'll make my complaint more general. I don't like games that are ported from other environments for the iPad.
Right.
I prefer to see games that are natively written for the iPad, taking advantage of the iPad's absolutely wonderful, unique interface, which he's agreeing with. Touching things is good. I agree. Make the game be about touch, and that's why the games I almost always pick, like one I'm going to pick at the end of the show today, are very touch-centric. They use the interface well. I don't think first-person shooters generally do that very well. But look at Infinity Blade, which is kind of, it's a battle game.
Yeah.
That's a great one because you're swiping and you're blocking.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
It
Larry
makes
says most of the beef he has is with strategy games that end up being what he calls cheapium. So you
I
pay 99
agree.
cents,
In fact, that's what I'm about to show you is a cheapium game.
And then you have to purchase in-app stuff in order to complete the game. He says,
I'm with you on that.
He says, my iTunes library is full with unfinished strategy games now.
Yep.
That's true.
In fact, I'm not going to do the Clash of Clans because that's what it is. Now he's talked me out of it.
Oh, really? Interesting. Cool. All right. Leo is rewriting the show as usual, 3/4 into it.
Minecraft works pretty well because it's tap, 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 tap. Unfortunately, there's no good Minecraft for the iPad. Why is that, Chad?
It's a port, so it's the Pocket Edition.
I don't like it.
Right. You have some.
But you could make a real Minecraft. I think would work very well on the iPad.
Well, it's written for Java, so the iPad can't quite.
No, I understand that. But if somebody were to write it from scratch,
right, and that's what they did with the Xbox. The Xbox edition is rewritten in C.
Right.
And so, but you have to rewrite the whole game, which is very difficult.
C is vocal.
Somebody said, and I agree with him, Portal would make an excellent iPad game because all you're doing is you're shooting there and there. It'd be perfect. Touch that, touch that. It'd actually be too much easier. I know, I'm surprised.
Is it really not a thing?
No.
We got an email question. I don't know the answer, and maybe you do, Leo. This is from Bruce, who says, I'm looking for the best way, like an app or something, to extract a good quality still picture from a video. I'd like to have the still image saved to my camera roll on my iPad.
Yeah, it's simple. So what you do, you watch the video, and while you're watching it, you press the on-off switch, and just like that, and make it.
That's not high quality, though.
It's exactly the same quality as you would get on the. It's the screen quality.
You think?
Well, of course it is.
Well, but like, okay, but all right. So play a video.
Well, let's see. I mean, it doesn't work sometimes on PCs because videos sometimes are blasted onto the screen in such a way that you can't take a picture of it. But let me run YouTube, I guess, would be the best
Because I was
place.
sort of in iMovie earlier, and I was thinking maybe iMovie's got some sort of functionality that will help you do this.
I think the screenshot is kind of what you want, isn't it? Well, let's see. I'm going to watch a YouTube video here. This is a wonderful one. We played this on security now, and we're able to get us pulled off YouTube. Let's see if we can do that with iPad today as well.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So here we are. We're watching a
Star
Trek teaser.
But you want it to be okay.
But that's full quality. That's the quality.
All right.
And then you go like this, and now I've got a screenshot. Let's just go to my gallery here.
Because it goes automatically to your camera roll.
And I would say that's a screenshot.
And that is the HD quality.
That's the quality you were seeing on the...
Gosh, I mean, maybe, Bruce, that is your best bet.
It's really fun,
Depends
too,
on the video, obviously.
when you get people in frozen and strange expressions. I think you can have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
going to be my new
People send awful
profile on
expressions
Facebook.
of us on various shows to me throughout the week.
I could just put your head on her. I'm going to do that. Put your head on hers and put my head on him, and that'll be my new Facebook.
I actually really like that photo. She's very grumpy cat.
She's grumpy cat,
isn't she?
So I think this worked perfectly well.
Yeah.
Screenshot.
It's good. Do it. Take a screenshot. I think that's what you do, right?
I don't know if there's no other way to do it because
not that I can think of. And if somebody has
I can tell you there isn't, because Apple will not let one program interact with the contents of another program.
But I was in iMovie trying to figure out if that was...
Oh, if iMovie might do it.
If that was some sort of a feature, I couldn't find it.
It is on the desktop iMovie, actually. You can save out a frame, right,
yeah.
Chad? I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
From iMovie on the desktop.
But the iPad it's not quite as robust.
So what you don't get, and maybe this is what he wants, is the kind of granular control of exactly what frame you're going to get.
Yeah.
I don't, what you would need is a player that had that built in, and I don't know of anything that has that built in.
Right. Got a couple of voicemails. First one is from Steve, who is looking to you were showing chat heads earlier in the show.
Yeah.
Steve has a bone to pick with them.
Hi, Leo and Sarah. It's Steve from New Hampshire, and I was just curious if you guys knew how to remove or disable chat heads in the Facebook app on iPad. I don't know how to do it. I'm not finding it anywhere. Just seem very redundant and kind of in the way a lot, especially in the iPad app where you have that chat window that's always on the right side anyhow. So if you guys know how to shut those off, that would be great. Thanks a lot. Love the show.
Isn't this fun? Look at this. I like chat heads because you can throw
so
people's heads around.
Dumb.
Well, at least on the Facebook home, the chat heads are everywhere it's not just stuck in the Facebook app. So I'm pretty sure you can turn it off. I don't know. I never tried.
I can't figure it out how. I know how you can dump them. So if I've got some
just throw
conversations going on my iPad.
You saw me do that with Jason earlier.
Yeah. It's if you want to take my screen, Chad. I got Ron Richards here. It's his birthday. I said happy birthday to him, and I sent him some stickers. And if I'm like, screw you, I don't really care what you have to say. I can just go ahead and drag it to the X here in the bottom center. It goes away. But when I start a conversation again, if I'm like, oh, you know what, I feel bad. I really should have said more to poor Ron Richards, and I bring him back up, the chat head comes back, so I'm basically starting and stopping the conversation, but I don't actually ever disable the chat heads.
That seems like a flaw.
Well, I don't think...
Maybe the chat room. You guys in the chat room, any ideas? How would I disable chat heads from the Facebook app?
That's like saying, Facebook should allow us to have our timelines look however we want.
Well, it is an interface, isn't it? Yeah.
Facebook doesn't do things like that. Facebook is like, chat heads is part of Facebook Home.
But I can tell you, the
which
reason...
is something that we want to push on you.
The people want to do that is because you don't need chat heads. You can see who you're chatting with perfectly well. Chat heads don't add any information, do they, right? You just see there's a head there. I'm in a conversation with that head.
Facebook is very proud of itself, right? Facebook thinks that chat heads is just great. Facebook wants us to get used to them, not to disable something that is new and exciting, and according to Facebook.
Fubi says go to settings, account, and chat.
Settings, account, chat. All right. Settings. Account.
There's a jailbreak tweak.
Well, let's go to
Facebook
general.
unlimited chat heads will remove chat heads, but you have to jailbreak your iPad.
Well, that's no good.
That's not good.
If that's actually the solution, that's...
We don't recommend.
Yeah,
I would remove the Facebook app before I would jailbreak it. Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let's go back to account settings. My Facebook app died, by the way, when I tried to do this. Go to general. Account. Well, I don't want to deactivate it.
Actually, try it in the Messenger app. Somebody's saying you can disable it in the Messenger app.
Text messaging. Activate Facebook text messages. I don't know. This is I don't hate chat heads enough for it to really be a huge problem.
Don't hate it if it stays inside Facebook chat because I don't use it.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with Facebook Home. It migrates and it's on your phone. It's like on the front page of your phone all the time.
But you can't even do that with iOS, so
right.
We're blissfully unaware.
You are lucky
of the annoyance that is.
It can be much worse.
Android.
You shouldn't complain.
What do they call it? Android launcher, basically. It's
launcher. Kind of a launcher, yeah. It has a little more than a launcher.
We've got another voicemail from, well, we don't know what your name is because you didn't tell us, but she's got a question about taking photos and what to do when your phone runs out of space.
Hi, Leo and Sarah. I just had a question on what is the best way to upload your photos and, like, best way to upload your photos basically to the cloud, because I have an 8 GB iPhone 4, and I just have no room for photos, and I just want to know how to get my photos in the cloud so I can view them, but they're not actually on my phone, so I don't have to take up that room. Thanks. Love the show, guys. Keep making it, please. Love it. Thanks. Bye.
All right, we will. Thank you. So this is actually a common issue that people have, where it's like the iPad, you might have quite a bit of space, but you're probably taking more photos with your iPhone, or really another phone.
Yeah.
And you could store them on your iPad or somewhere else. But if your phone's out of space, well, then what happens? You want to put them somewhere. And I mean, what's your backup method of choice getting photos off of your iPhone?
Dropbox.
That's what you would do.
Yeah, so you can set it up so that when you sync your phone, or if you have Dropbox on your phone, I think it'll do it automatically. All the images are copied up to Dropbox. Then just delete the images from your phone because you've got them on Dropbox. You can do the same thing with Facebook. Facebook has, I believe, they do on Android. I'm pretty sure they have it on iPhone. Automatic upload of images.
Yep.
This makes people nervous because they go, well, it's uploading to Facebook. Is anybody going to see them? Facebook says no, they're private.
Right.
Another way to do it is with Google+. The Google+ application has an instant upload feature. You turn that on, and it's automatic. Again, a little scary because you can see it. It's automatically uploaded, and they are private until you make them public. So if you use one of those, Facebook or Google+, that might be the best thing because now all your pictures are already there, and you can decide to put them on those
exactly,
sites.
and it's sort of a
Dropbox
background thing.
is good because it's private. There's no, it's not going to show up anywhere.
And this is, I'm going to sound like I'm taking it old school, but Flickr as well. I mean, that's not something that's going to happen in the background, but you can have private albums on Flickr. I still, to this day, for whatever reason, that is where if I've got, a big bunch of photos and I don't know quite what I'm going to do with them yet. Maybe they're not even really like for public consumption because they're not cleaned up, or there's pictures of my feed or whatever from like a trip. I will dump them all into a Flickr album and call it private, so I'm the only one who can see it. And
that's another good way to do it.
Yeah, and I can just access them whenever I want, and I don't know, decide to share the photos that I think are good or I'm proud of, or or complimentary later on. So you do have quite a few options, but yeah, once that photo in its full quality lives somewhere else, there's really no reason, unless you're just super paranoid, to keep it on your iPhone. If you're out of space.
Well, it's also not backed up, so if you lose your iPhone or it crashes, you could lose those pictures. I get calls once in a while from people who say, I lost my phone, it's the only place I have pictures. A guy called me, he said, my dog died about a year ago, and every once in a while I look at my pictures on the phone of the dog and I miss him. My phone died, I don't have pictures anywhere else. It's like, well, that's why you want to make sure you're copying your pictures. I like these automatic upload features.
Well, you can also say, as well, if you back up your photos to iCloud and you lose your phone and you get another phone, you can restore as if it,
there's
the
PhotoStream.
photos never went away.
Now, the problem I think most people have with PhotoStream is everything gets put on the PhotoStream. It gets put everywhere. You don't really have very good control of that. For instance, my son Henry doesn't know it, but his photos on PhotoStream show up on my screensaver on my big screen TV. So I can kind of keep my eye on what he's up to.
How bad does it get?
Not bad.
Okay.
It's kind of cute.
He's a nice kid.
He's a nice kid. It's fun. I'm not spying on him. One of these days, well, the first time it happened, I went, I shouldn't be seeing these. And then I thought, well, it's kind of fun. You know what? I'm not spying on. I know, and I got to tell him to turn it off.
You really do. That's awful.
But
how mortifying.
It's more poor Henry.
My dad saw my photo stream.
I know.
I
but it's so sweet. I kind of like seeing it, but I got to tell him.
You do.
I got to tell him.
You do.
So, but that's the reason why people are very nervous about PhotoStream. I mean, you could have it as your screensaver, and then the whole, I mean.
But you've also got some PhotoStream options as well. You can choose to share certain photos with certain people in certain albums.
Right.
That's really good for families.
Right.
So you have a variety of options.
One more thing to consider, and almost all of the programs we've just mentioned have a switch for this. You probably want to do it only on Wi-Fi unless you have unlimited bandwidth, because if you're uploading photos all the time, it could really cap you out on your bandwidth availability.
It'll take longer too.
Yeah.
All right, so we love hearing from you. We got some voicemails this week. We got some emails. Keep them coming, everybody. You can write us at iPad Today at twit.tv. You can leave us a voicemail at 757-504-IPAD. Try to keep those voicemails to 30 seconds or less. I know I always say that, and that can be really hard to do, but if it's like 2 minutes long, we just can't add it into the show, and I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. So please, try to keep them concise. Videos as well, we'll take them. And thanks to everybody who contributes to the show every week. We love you.
Get your cap ready.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's going to be our app cap, our picks of the week. In just a moment, before we do that, though, can I remind you about Squarespace.com? What a great place to put your website. If you are a blogger, if you're a photographer, they've got great portfolios. That new Momentum template is beautiful for people who do images. It's a full bleed. That means it goes edge to edge with the photos. It's just gorgeous. And one of the nice things about Squarespace templates is they're all mobile responsive design. There's also a new calendar feature called the Events Collection that lets you share scheduled updates, which could be anything from store sales events, band tour dates, to when I'm going to be in your town performing. It's really cool. This is great for bloggers. It's great for businesses. And speaking of businesses, Squarespace has added commerce, which means you can now sell things on Squarespace. Plans are as low as $8 a month for both the hosting and the software. And when you go and look at the commerce the deal, I can't believe $24 a month when you buy the annual plan, $30 if you go month to month, and you get everything: unlimited bandwidth, unlimited pages, unlimited galleries and blogs, and unlimited digital and physical item sales. They'll do the taxes for you. They'll do shipping. You can even create coupon codes easily on the fly. So if you come on iPad Today, you say, I'd like to give your viewers a coupon code. You can do that. It's like boom, boom, boom. Squarespace has figured it all out, and they don't even take a cut of your sales. It's $24 a month, and that's it. Sign up for the annual plan. When you do, you're going to get your own domain name, and they'll hook it all up for you. Plus, we're going to give you the best discount, because when you sign up, it's free to try for 2 weeks. You don't need a credit card or anything. But when you decide to sign up, use iPad Today 5 as the offer code. You'll get 10% off your first purchase on new accounts. That's including monthly and annual plans, but you'll save more with an annual plan. Squarespace.com. The offer code is iPad Today, but you could try it free for 2 weeks just by clicking that Try It Free. A great place to make an exceptional website. We love it. Squarespace.com. Oh, Sarah, she looks like a giant chili pepper.
I'm a pepper.
That's cute.
Like Pepper Potts, but a little different.
Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
The family that...
This was a wonderful gift from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed immensely.
They came by, they brought that to us, and they hoped you would wear it.
Well, they didn't have to hope too hard. By the way, while you were talking about Squarespace, somebody in chat did give us a little tip to turn off chat heads. Which
There's a way?
Well, you turn off chat. So in the Facebook
app, turn off chat.
So
that's good.
Yeah. So
then you won't have chat heads.
List, and I've gone ahead and clicked this little gear. You can go ahead and turn it on. And the chat heads, there aren't any chat heads because I don't have anything that's actually active right at the second.
You're right. She's going to be in the Tour de France. That's her.
Yeah, that's right.
Tour de France hat.
Yeah. Juicing in prep. Can't wait.
A red hot chili pepper.
Yeah. But that's not exactly what our caller wanted, but that is an option if you're
That's
just like,
the worst
I hate
option.
Chat.
You turn no chat at all, and I don't have chat heads or chat.
You know. Hey, so this is the part of the show where Leo and I look at you, gangsta.
Gangsta, I'm a make-a-fair gangsta.
You not only it's actually giving you like a cool little swirly thing. Like look at the top of your head.
That's not by accident. That's intentional.
You're like a little kid from the 1950s. You're like Bobby Draper.
No, you know who I look like? Bob's Big Boy.
What's that?
From The Hood.
Oh.
You know, Bob's Big Boy. He's carrying a burger. He's, you know, this giant sign, Bob's Big Boy.
Oh.
Am I nuts?
I don't know.
Am I making that up?
What
Did
hood,
I dream that?
What hood are you in right now? Are you
He's not wearing one of these,
the
but he has the little thing. That Bob.
Oh.
Bob's Big Boy.
Oh, see, that's old stuff, right? That's from like the 50s. From children from the 50s would know that. I don't know.
Chad knew it.
Well, Chad is a little different. Yeah, he Googled it.
Google knew it.
Google knew it. Bob's Big Boy. No, you're looking very fly, Leo. Really good look for you. Oh, look, it's a Maker Faire thing.
Yeah, Jeff brought it back from the Maker Faire.
I like it. No, you're looking very nice. This is part of the show where Leo and I humiliate ourselves in an effort to spread the word about wonderful apps with all of you. And we wear what we call app caps while we crown two
that one
app cap
is
winners.
so good on you. It actually matches your shirt.
I know.
I can't believe it. It's like it was planned.
It wasn't.
That is awesome.
It wasn't. It's so good. I look like I
so
belong at
good.
Hot Dog on a Stick, right?
This has kind of been my fantasy
it's like,
for years.
It's like
I just want to watch you make the
The
juice.
new lemonade has peppers in it.
Yeah.
All right. So if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Very terrible.
My app this week is called The Loop Magazine. Have you heard about
I get it.
this?
Yeah, Jim Dalrymple.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the Loop Insider is a long-running blog that Jim Dalrymple has honchoed for many years.
He's the head honcho.
He's the head honcho. And he has released what's called the Loop Magazine. Now,
He watched Marco Arment make millions of dollars.
I don't think it's...
By the way, did we not mention that Instapaper was sold the day we were talking about it?
Yeah.
Was sold to the Beta News folks, the people, to dig people?
BetaWorks.
BetaWorks?
BetaWorks. I thought we talked about it on the show.
Did we?
Maybe it was right after the show.
It was right after the show.
Well, shoot. Yeah.
Anyway, Marco has something called The Magazine.
Marco has something called The Magazine.
And 99 cents a month, and I think he's making so much money, and then he sold Instapaper. He said, I'm just going to sit back on my yacht.
Well, I don't know if that's true.
Sit back on the
probably
yacht.
got a lot of projects he's yet to work on, but it is very...
Jim says if he can do it, I'm going to do a magazine.
And he even says in his introduction, basically to, sort of tell people what the Loop is all about, he says, it wasn't until I saw the format that Marco Arment used in the magazine that I realized what I really wanted for the Loop. He said the problem is like, basically there's like a side-scrolling news apps that mimic exactly what the web is already giving you.
Right.
Who wants that for a magazine? We've seen a lot of news organizations have apps that just are lackluster because why do you, unless you really like just the functionality of being inside an app, it's not always the best solution. He says everything that's on the Loop Magazine will be in addition to everything that you're reading on the web. So this is original content. It's going to be published twice monthly, and it will cost $1.99 per month. So I've gone ahead and downloaded this. Welcome to the Loop Magazine. You've got your issue number 1. This is, I'm just looking at the sort of the forward. So if I go ahead and say, all right, well, I want to go ahead and subscribe. It says, okay, do you want to subscribe to the Loop Magazine? Free trial of 7 days, which is very nice. And then that subscription is going to auto-renew once a month for $1.99 if I say yes.
$1.99. Oh, so he's charging a little extra.
It's $1.99 if I go ahead and enter my password in order to do that. Now I'm good to go. I actually, it's a subscription for the magazine as well. And then they want me to share my information according to their privacy policy type of thing. But what's neat about this is that if you like Jim Dalrymple, that's great. But this is, it's going to be written by a variety of folks each issue.
He'll bring in his favorites.
Which is exactly
just
how.
like the magazine.
Yeah, this is exactly how the magazine works. And in fact, Marco asked me to write for the magazine a long time ago, and I feel like the quality of these publications are very high.
Yes.
This is the sort of thing where if you don't want to think about everything Apple all the time, the Loop might be overkill for you.
Yeah, because that's all he does.
It's $2 a month. You could maybe spend on, some in-app purchases for coins on, some silly game.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do like this sort of thing, this is probably perfect for you because, again, this is premium content that you're not going to see on the web elsewhere. And, these are gifted writers who are sort of handpicked by Jim. And this is, you know, this is the loop. If you're already an audience member, I think it's certainly worth, hey, read everything you can over the next 7 days, see if you like it. And if you do, then again, it's that $2 a month. And you can find out more at loopinsight.com.
Loop Insight.
Yes.
So I'm going to throw you a curve. I'm not going to do, because I felt guilty. The freemium game where it's a fun, or cheapium. This actually is free, but in-app purchases are almost, it bugs me on a game. I'm just going to show you Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
But in order to really have any fun in the game, and this is true of a lot of games tapped out, you have to spend real American dollars on speed ups and things like that.
You're right.
And you know, I want to do you a favor. I'm not going to show you the game, even though it looks really fun.
So
it looks like it's really great.
You're a maverick. You're going rogue right now.
I'm throwing you a curve.
Okay.
But it came to me last week when we talked about the grid, Scott Kelby's grid, and the guy from Adobe who came on and showed us Lightroom for the iPad. And I said to myself, we don't need Lightroom from the iPad. We've got Photosmith. I'd mentioned it. I've actually mentioned it before as an app cap, but I just want to remind you that it's here, and it is great if you use Lightroom. Photosmith is an iPad app that syncs back to Lightroom. And they've improved it since I talked about it last. For instance, it uses Bonjour networking now. So if you're running Lightroom, now you do have to have the Lightroom app on your desktop. You also have to have the Photosmith plugin running your Lightroom app. But what it allows you to do, and let me fire up Photosmith and I'll show you here. What it allows you to do is put your photos on your iPad and do what we were kind of excited about, which is the idea of editing them on the iPad. Doing, you know, not everything you do in Photoshop, but mostly what you would do perhaps is rotate them, clean them up a little bit, and pick them. Say, I like that one, I don't like that one, and create collections.
Yep.
And then it syncs automatically. Here, I've got it running over here, Chad, if you want to show it. But you get the idea. So I really like this. I have a histogram. I can look at the curves. I can do some simple retouching, but mostly it's for cataloging, tagging. You can actually, at this point, upload to other places like Flickr, Facebook, or Dropbox as well. But mostly it's for simple things, you know, modifying things and giving it stars. So, and this is I think the main thing I would want to do on my iPad. In fact, this is what I do on my iPad, is get the photos in there and say, yeah, this is a 5-star. This one is a 0-star. I don't like this one. That one definitely not gonna delete that one. Let's flag this one, and so forth. And by the way, note flags will sync if you have Lightroom 4 or later, but I'm sure that you do. And so this lets you do a lot of the things I think are the most desirable things in a Lightroom 4 iPad. It's called Photosmith. And it is available. How much is it, Chet? Because
$19.99.
It's a little expensive, yeah. And you do have to get the plug-in and have Lightroom. But I'm sure Lightroom from Adobe for the iPad will be at least that expensive. If you're looking for something that will let you do a lot of what that Lightroom beta did.
Why are we?
We're looking at the iTunes store right now.
Why?
Because it's fascinating.
No,
it's a big white screen.
What's going on back
Is something
there?
broken?
I don't know.
No. I can explain it after.
All right.
There you go. $20.
Right, there you go. Yeah, it's $19.99.
I have mentioned this before, but since we talked and everybody was so excited about Lightroom for iPad, this is really a good choice for now, anyway.
Yeah, if you have photos that you care about and you're going to take the time to be post-processing them, $20 is
nothing.
Not the end of the world.
I bought it right away as soon as it came out.
It's a lot more than the average
I've been using
app,
it.
but it's, you know, if you know who you are, photographers, you say, this is great, this is exactly what I'm looking for.
It's $20 flat, it's once.
Yeah.
And it syncs to your Lightroom, which is really what you want. You want to say, I want this picture, sync my flag, sync my, you know, votes and stuff, and it's all been done. So you can sit in the comfort of your easy chair, go through your photos, and that's to me 90% of this. It came up because F and Dunn said, oh, you should show Photoshop Touch, which we have before. That's $10. Does not do anywhere near the kinds of things that I think you would want. In fact, Snapseed's better, and that's free. There are a lot of much better apps for photo retouching on the iPad. Right. This is more for interfacing with Lightroom and having you select which pictures you want, flagging which ones you like, things like that.
I love it. Photosmith. Photosmithapp.com.
Yeah.
Well, Leo, we've come to the end of our fine program. It was delightful.
It was.
It tasted of pepper.
It did.
Towards the end there,
Spicy.
it really started to get spicy.
Yeah.
Didn't it? Yeah, I don't know why. I can't, for the life of me, figure out.
I'm telling you, you should wear that home.
You think?
Yeah.
Do you think if I just, you know, just got in my car that anybody would even look twice?
It looks so modern and terrific. I think you'll start a trend.
Well, it's almost like, you know, I kind of look like I'm wearing like a Yankee Clipper hat.
You could wear that to a ball game. You could wear
pepper.
that to a horse race.
Anything.
You could wear that
to the DMV.
To the DMV.
Ballroom dancing lessons.
I'd get you right up to the front of the
list
line.
goes on.
I agree.
All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Would you have to open the sunroof?
For
the pepper would slightly stick out of the top. That's okay.
I'm pretty short. I don't think this would even graze the ceiling.
Really?
Yeah, it's...
Are you one of those people when I see them sometimes driving and all you see is the top of their head?
No, I sit on a phone book.
Do you?
No.
You're not that
I can't
tiny.
believe you believed me. You were like, oh,
that's sad.
How sad. No, it's
one place, though, they're saying, and I agree, F and
aware.
Dunn says don't wear it to a Chili's. They might eat you.
Right.
Chop you up and
I
put you in
will
a salad.
keep that in mind. Thank you. I will not wear this to the airport and go and get something at Chili's too.
Do not wear it to the airport. Ever. I'm not wearing this to the airport.
You don't even have to go to a Chili's too.
No headgear.
This is just not going to be acceptable at an airport. Chili and fire and no, don't do it. Thanks everybody for watching this episode of iPad Today. We'll see you next week. Until then, we're gonna miss you. Have a wonderful week.
Auga!